TreeHouse Foods manufactures private label food and beverage. We have about 26 facilities across North America, and we service Canada and the US. So our main issue at TreeHouse was we didn't have a way for our facilities to get supplier-related issues to procurement. There was no single standard format for that. When Levelpath was introduced, we thought we could customize the form so that every facility and every issue could get to procurement in a standard way, so that we have the ability to then get it to our supplier in a trustworthy format. And the best part about it is we customized everything. So I was able to tell all of my facilities exactly what was required, what was optional, to make sure that whatever got back to our suppliers was in the same format no matter what the issue was. Previously, before Levelpath, we had a couple options. It was mainly up to the plant how they got back to procurement, or if they got back to procurement at all. Oftentimes, plants would go directly to the supplier, and it wasn't in a standard format. So our suppliers were seeing multiple formats of these issues. They often weren't getting the critical pieces of information in order to resolve the issue, and they also weren't getting the financial impact, which was the key to what we changed, that we really needed to break down what was the financial impact caused by the supplier problem, and then we need to track it. So once we do get the problem resolved, we now have the ability to track, whereas before we could never track any historical issues when it came time to managing real supplier performance. So I'd say that one of the biggest challenges with not having a central stream for supplier issues was that the suppliers often did not get the right information or didn't get the information at all, as well as procurement didn't get the information. So it's critical for procurement to manage all supplier performance. If we're not made aware of what's going on at all of our several facilities, it's hard for us to really measure, is this supplier relationship truly beneficial to TreeHouse? And so now we get to see all of that in one single format. We get to track it, we get to track trends, we get to see if we had 5 issues last month, do we have 0 this month, or do we have 7 now and we're not improving? So some of the features that stood out of Levelpath was definitely the use of mobile devices. We needed to have pictures and supporting documents uploaded. Being able to use a mobile device to do that made it so that our facilities can easily get procurement that information. And then the other piece was the AI tool within it for procurement specifically. Every issue that we get, we summarize to our suppliers. So we take a 50-page intake and we summarize it down, and the AI tool does that for us. So all of our emails out to our supplier gives us a nice, concise summarization that Levelpath did for us. When we were looking into solutions for this problem, we were not looking for an AI native tool. When Levelpath was introduced to us, we didn't realize how much that would benefit us in this situation, how it takes all of the information that we need and summarizes everything for us. So that was really a perk we weren't looking for, but then once it was introduced to us, we realized how beneficial it was to this solution. So when looking at Levelpath, what I really liked is it's truly a procurement tool. Procurement gets to make it what they want. It's not a legal tool, it's not an operations tool, it's a procurement tool. It does what procurement needs. So I get to customize it so that all of the intakes, no matter who you're asking it from, all of our cross-functional partners, come to us in our procurement language, what we need in order to manage supplier relationships, negotiate cost, all of the things that are important to procurement. Levelpath gives us the ability to customize information so that we can speak the language we need to speak. A huge positive impact to both procurement and all of our supporting cross-functional partners within TreeHouse Foods. Not only has it given us the ability to track and manage supplier performance issues, but we're also able to resolve and recoup the dollars of any financial impact and track it. So we get to see dollars saved, dollars recouped, as well as quality issues and quality trends getting better. So truly we are using the tool to manage supplier quality as well as our supplier relationship management. So sometimes they did get resolved and sometimes they didn't. It was a mystery a lot of times, and we also couldn't audit if we fully got made whole financially back. Now with Levelpath, we get to see that, track that, audit it. We know what dollars come back to us. And within the first 3 months, we've already made back the same amount that we did in the entire year prior to Levelpath, just simply by being able to track it and record it, that there's no lost dollars from any of this, that truly if we are owed back something from a supplier issue, we know that it comes back to our books and we have a track record of it, and everything needed for supporting documentation is in one spot. The Levelpath tool has definitely been a positive reaction to all of our facilities. Not only is it easy to use, which is always a win, And first and foremost, it's entrusting the process. They're seeing the money come back to their plant on any supplier issue that they've had, and they have to do much less work to do that. So they're getting all of the information to procurement, then relying on procurement to do that before, where it really fell on their shoulders to manage it from end to end and ensure that they're getting paid back. When really, procurement is the team that wants to manage our suppliers and talk to our suppliers. And we have similar issues at multiple facilities. When we let different facilities manage them individually, we couldn't put it together to see if maybe there's a larger issue happening or, the same problem happening across multiple plants, where we get to pool it together and have one single conversation with similar suppliers, similar issues. And so truly, it's just built that trust with our facilities to know if I get it to procurement, they're going to help, because that's what we're there for. We're there to support them, ensure that what we get is quality, cost effective, and if they do have any issues, we'll take care of it for them. Levelpath has been a very positive impact to me and to our procurement team specifically, and it gives us data to talk to all of our cross-functional partners. It gives us data to drive our conversations at our facilities with our suppliers, and that's been a real critical piece that we didn't have before Levelpath. Levelpath has absolutely helped with efficiencies, just in terms of the amount of issues that we get. I believe in the first 3 months of launching the tool, we had over 1,500 issues documented within the tool. So taking all of that and summarizing it for us, having the tracking ability to do it, that was a huge efficiency and time saver. And then in terms of expanding Levelpath, we are really looking to utilize that to track even more than that. We haven't started using it for supplier spend yet, so we'd like to start tracking that. We haven't started using it for tracking supplier agreement expirations. We'd like to start using it for that. And furthermore, just really using it for a procurement intake tool. We have large areas of spend that are unmanaged right now that we haven't even tapped into. And what we're looking to do is use Levelpath as an intake tool for if someone wants to buy anything, they come here and then we direct them where to go. And it gives us the ability to take an issue that could come from 26 different facilities or 200 different people and put it in one tool to get to a central spot for us to be able to divvy it out that way. And it makes it much more efficient for procurement. Whereas before, relying on emails or people, the turnover piece was a really big factor, and you'd have to constantly stay on top of, is someone out of the office? Is someone now no longer there? Whereas the tool makes it very easy as a central spot that everyone knows to go to, everyone got trained on it at once, and it's easy. I don't have to keep retraining on the tool. So I think expanding to really being, this is TreeHouse's procurement intake tool, will unlock a lot of more efficiencies for us. We don't have many resources to manage so many intakes on, I need to buy this, I need to buy that, whereas the tool gives us the ability for a central spot to ask every question we would need to know within procurement, get standardized answers, and then we know where to direct it from there, which in turn will start directing our spend to our preferred suppliers. I think when we were looking at using Levelpath, a big aha moment we had was in the customizations, because it wasn't an off-the-shelf tool per se. All of the Pathfinder workspaces are already built for you, but what we're asking the end users to give us the information, we define that, we ask for that, we define the questions. I think that was the big moment of us really realizing how we can harness this tool to get critical information, because everything that we customize and define is also what we get in reporting. So you're not only asking for the same information from 200 end users, but you're also getting the same information in reporting to be able to full circle report on what have you seen, what trends have you seen. And that was really the ticket of, okay, what can we really do with this tool? And we built, I think, 9 workspaces to begin with, like the sky's the limit with us. And now we're down to 2 because we found efficient ways to just ask better information, get better information, make it easier on our end users. So that was really it, was the customization of the tool. Advice I'd have when looking for tools for procurement specifically is that is what Levelpath is. It's meant for procurement. So you don't need to get multiple tools. You can do it within one tool. And it's not necessarily just used for what the Levelpath team has defined it. We've taken it and we have soared with it. We did things that the Levelpath team didn't even think to do with it. And so my advice to everyone else is, what are you currently doing today that would help direct your conversations with managing your suppliers that you can put into a tool. What information are you not getting, and put it into a tool? I think that was our biggest sort of aha with Levelpath, was we can get all of this information standardized, and it's one tool. We don't need to do multiple tools. We don't need to keep agreements somewhere else. They can all land here. So make it your procurement home, and make it so that your end users give you the tools and the information to drive good procurement. Working with the Levelpath team has been incredible. I will say that we challenged them in the beginning. This was a new piece of information for them. They had never built a process like this. Everyone was super excited, super willing, and the turnaround time for any changes or any ideas was so fast. I mean, usually things that we did were same-day turnarounds. So it's been an incredible experience to work with the team. I think they have helped us really think outside the box of what can you use this tool for, and take our procurement lens and put it within Levelpath, which has been an awesome experience.